The next game was all about turnovers. Minnesota Vikings 100.
Yeah.
No, what they finished with? 48.
48.
48-10 over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Isaiah Rodgers game. One of the best defensive output performances you will ever see in the NFL. Carson Wentz got the start. I thought he looked pretty good overall. But the story was what Minnesota did defensively, particularly Isaiah Rodgers, if you want to go through all of that, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, the game spiraled out of control pretty quickly. Wentz was efficient, first drive, touchdown. Everything's kind of looking good at that point, but then it starts to go south hard for Cincinnati. Browning gets a tip ball, pick six. Isaiah Rodgers returns it down the sideline, 14-0. Then it goes crazy. I mean, Isaiah Rodgers has a peanut punch, scoop and score. So that's 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. He then forces another fumble. The Vikings defense later had another forced fumble. Redmond, I think, this time got it. They get a 62-yard attempt field goal just before the half as well. When guys are kicking from the logo in midfield, it's pretty good, pretty big kick. So the 34-3 at halftime. Game's dead and buried. It's over. The Vikings defense, the turnovers in this game were just absolutely nuts.
Is that the third straight week the Vikings got in position for end-of-half field goal? I think they did against the Bears. I think they did last week as well.
Entirely possible.
Against the Falcons.
But this was one of those games where the volume of turnovers from one side just got absolutely insane. And not just turnovers, but every time there was a turnover, almost Minnesota housed the turnover and put points on the board. So whatever about what this is going to look like before that, Jake Browning's not the guy that's going to lead a 30-point-plus comeback at any stage. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins, you could imagine a world like Indianapolis, say, where that happens. Cousins just goes, what the hell, cuts it loose, and you get a crazy comeback. I don't think Jake Browning's ever achieving that.
I mean, he's going to cut it loose, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Well, yeah, you're going to cut it loose, and some of those are going to go to the defense.
Everything Isaiah Rodgers did was in the second quarter, right? Maybe the first half at least. The pick six.
So he has a pick six, a forced fumble recovery 6, another forced fumble, a pass breakup, and possibly other plays in there as well. Ridiculous.
Was there? I was trying to read my notes and make sure. So there was the 2 forced fumbles. The first one was Noah Fant, and then he has one on Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
which was huge. Well, they were both big because the Bengals were driving. It was 17-3. Mm-hmm. Bengals are driving, and he's forcing a fumble. I mean, that was absolutely the difference in the game. Then, Jalen Redmond forces a fumble right before the half to set up that Vikings 62-yarder to make it 34-3, and it was all done.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason ran pretty well in the second half. Bengals had no chance after all those mishaps.
No,
from a
I mean,
Bengals
Rodgers on his own.
Mishaps.
Yeah, Rodgers on his own was the difference between this being a beatdown and this being a close game. Even outside of that, it might have gone away from the Bengals as well. But, yeah, I was tweeting – I messaged you after the second play that he made, and it's Rodgers is on his way to a 99.9 PFF grade. I forget who was tweeting it out, but apparently that was his first run grade, was a 99.9. And, I mean, it's got to be close to that even after review just because of the sheer number of absurd plays he made.
That's got to be one of the best defensive halves of all time.
Yeah, by anybody.
He will win Defensive Player of the Year.
Imagine if he didn't.
I mean,
Defensive Player of the Week.
Somebody
else did. It's a shame nobody got 2 interceptions just to make the box score funny.
So, honestly, it's tough to glean anything else. Carson Wentz, I thought, had a couple nice throws in there. Good first drive. They got the ball to Josh Oliver for a touchdown. By the way, there was some Minnesota Twitter account before the game. I think it was before the game, I would assume. I think it was before. It said something like breakout game or, statement game or whatever they said for Josh Oliver and Isaiah Rodgers.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever it was.
I want to see the guy.
Correct.
I think Oliver, they put it up on Red Zone yesterday. Oliver was plus 1,000 or whatever to get an anytime touchdown. I want to see the guy that called the anytime touchdown for Stoll, the Saints tight end who got one. That was plus $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a good one to call.
Or Isaiah Rodgers having 2.
Yeah.
So Carson Wentz finishes 14 of 20 for 173 with 2 touchdowns. Hit Josh Oliver and T.J. Hawkinson for the 2 touchdowns, the 2 tight ends. Had a nice little 36-yard pass or 36-yard completion to Justin Jefferson, hit him over the middle. Jefferson weaved through the defense to help set up a Jordan Mason touchdown in the first half. So I thought Wentz played fine. You just didn't get to see much of him.
The Vikings, we talked about, look, the J.J. McCarthy has not played well. On the other hand, he's been missing, and the Vikings have been missing some pretty important players, most of whom were back in this game, and none of whom was more important than Christian Darrisaw at left tackle. Like, that is the equivalent of the Eagles losing Lane Johnson. The drop-off between Darrisaw and the dudes standing in for Darrisaw is massive. And in this game, Darrisaw had to block Trey Hendrickson for most of the game, so it's never going to be more important than it was here. And I think you saw that in this game. I mean, Trey Hendrickson did not have much of an impact. I think he had like 3 hurries or something throughout the course of the game. If Darrisaw was not in the lineup, Trey Hendrickson might have had 3 sacks, let alone 3 hurries, even in a beatdown of a performance. Andrew Van Ginkel was back. They basically only needed to throw him out there on third downs. So he went out there on third downs, only played like 7 of them or something, had 2 sacks. Dallas Turner, breakout game. Like, one of the things meaning they didn't need to play Andrew Van Ginkel that much is that Dallas Turner had the best game of his career, I think, at this point. So all of the players at the Vikings, Harrison Smith back in the lineup, all the players that the Vikings were getting back were important players. So, and Isaiah Rodgers went insane to make the score completely ridiculous. So what I'm saying is I don't think this is a great A-B analysis versus J.J. McCarthy, but it's one that's going to stoke the crazy discussion.
J.J. never inspired Isaiah Rodgers to do what he did.
He didn't.
Never. Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action. Chase Brown for the Bengals, by the way, 10 carries for 3 yards in this game.
That's not great.
Chase Brown and Ashton Genty are the only 2 running backs in the league right now who are averaging negative yards before contact per rush.
Yeah.
So every single rush, on average, Chase Brown and Ashton Genty are getting contacted in the backfield. And when you watch Genty in particular, you feel that. Like, there's the number of times he's hit like 4 yards in the backfield. It's like, hey, nice run by Ashton Genty. We'll talk about it in a minute. Nice run by Ashton Genty, and then he's just contacted in the back for, -4 to offset the entire average. But Chase Brown having similar struggles, and the Bengals offensive line. We talked about Browning maybe getting rid of the ball quicker, and that's going to help it. Well, they got whooped again for the most part, and didn't matter, right? Browning was not able to offset that, and he's been, the first interception was tipped, or, a little quirky, but, he's been, chucking some into coverage here.
Plus, you've got fumble from Chase Brown, fumble from Samaje Perine, which means it's Taj Brooks season. Feed him the football.
Fumble from Fant. I mean, it was like a greased up football across the league.
It was crazy,
yesterday.
the number of, the sequence of this game, if you were watching the first half, was just utterly ridiculous. Games do not get to that kind of score at the half without there being absurd turnovers. Like, this is the Colts-Vikings game that became the biggest comeback in NFL history was like that as well. Like, everything went against Minnesota in the first half, and then everything went their way in the second half.
The Vikings now head across the pond, Sam. Head into the motherland this week.
The motherland.
Your motherland.
Which is this week is it's Dublin first.
Yeah,
right?
remember we were going to go?
No, I know. Didn't work out that way.
Remember we had inside sources that it was Vikings Steelers and we had to sit on it?
Yeah.
We had to sit on it. Any advice for the Vikings as they head to Dublin?
Any advice?
Yeah. What should they do?
Win the game would be. That's where it starts.
No tourism or anything? No sightseeing?
I don't think you want to get distracted before a big game in Dublin.
Vikings Steelers next week. Is it 9:30 a.m. Eastern?
Yeah,
presumably.
It's London time.
Oh, we got to do those now.
Yeah, it's gonna be all Sunday.
Already exhausted, and we got to do that now. All right.
This one at least will have Dublin sights and stuff. There'll be lots of images of people drinking Guinness and keep you entertained.
Quick theory right now. Remember the Honolulu flu?
Yeah.
Last year? Every time the team played the Lions and then the next week, they were terrible.
Right.
Does Ben Johnson have that power now? In week 1, Vikings played the Bears.
Yeah.
Is it the Bears flu?
Well, so
So
week
in week
after a
2,
team plays Ben Johnson's
So after
team.
they play Ben Johnson's team, even though they won.
Right.
The next week, the Vikings looked awful.
They did.
Against the Falcons. And now they're back. They're good. They're okay again.
So what was who had that this week? Who played?
We don't know yet. The Lions tonight
Oh.
So that we only have one game of evidence.
Because the Lions beat down Chicago.
If the Lions lay an egg tonight,
right, then it's
against the Ravens,
then it's unquestionable.
Then clearly it's you never want to be you just don't want to face Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Because next week you're going to get smoked. We'll see what happens. See what happens tonight. We got one data point here so far. Let's go.
One data point is notable. 2 data points is just cast iron fact.
It's a streak.
Yeah.
That's a streak. They say 3's a streak. I say no.
Vikings also getting back Jordan Addison next week. So they're getting players back at the right time. I mean, the Pittsburgh wins, Minnesota wins. The Dublin game was a lot more interesting this week than it was a week ago.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Steelers in a minute here and how they pulled off their win.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?